What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining in today. We have a Sunday live stream, and please give a round of applause to Rhodes Rants on Star Wars.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Doing real good.
Oh,
Doing real good.
I hope.
Yeah, we're just starting out here. We got 6 thumbs up. It's saying that, man, we went from 8 people watching to 2 just like that. I guess they don't like me.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Nah.
I've noticed that with live streams, and then people bounce right back in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why.
Yeah. But all our live streams, they start off real slow, then they can get really crazy, with 30 people watching and things like that. See, just jumped up to 7. Just like that. So guess the notification just went out. So everybody, what's going on? Rhodes and I are going to give you guys a good show today. And we have a lot of things to talk about. We'll talk Captain Marvel, we'll talk Marvel, we'll talk um the Geeks and Gamers thing. Rhodes actually brought that to my attention. We'll get into that. So guys, just drop your comments in the chat. We'll make sure that we get to your comments in the chat. If you have super chats too, of course, those are going to take priority since you're actually paying, donating to the channel. So that's a little different. We'll make sure we get to those first. So Rhodes,
I got to acknowledge Angry Ducks avatar in the chat. That's pretty cool.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah, he posted that or she posted that before. I saw it in there like 40 minutes before the live stream. And I went and took a shower right before we came on live. And it's still there. So Leon is here, says hi, John. What's going on? And we have 10 people watching right now. Please smash the like button if you don't mind. Thank you so much. And there Angry Duck is here now. Says thanks, guys. Thank you for joining. Oh, okay.
He's a he.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, it was a bit early. Yeah, you were a bit early, about an hour early. So, but guys, we're gonna get to your chats and everything here. But Rhodes, let's start this off. Kevin Feige has said that Captain Marvel will now be the future face of the MCU. And by that, that Avengers Endgame, that's going to end this phase of the MCU. I don't know what phase they actually call it, phase 4 or something like that. I didn't know there was different phases, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But anyway, this phase is ending. And Spider-Man Far From Home will start the next phase of the MCU. But yet, Captain Marvel is going to be the face of the MCU going forward because Kevin Feige said so. Now, in my opinion I think the fan base really gets to determine who is the face of a franchise. When Iron Man came out, Iron Man was not billed as, the face of the franchise. He earned that by Robert Downey Jr. coming in and, playing a role really, really well. And as far as we know right now, Brie Larson, she's not great as Captain Marvel in this movie. So I just want to know your thoughts on it. What are your comments on her being the future of the MCU? Is the MCU going down?
Well, she wouldn't be. She wouldn't be if it was my decision. But
no, me neither.
We were talking about before we came on. We was talking about the box office.
Yeah,
and let's face it, we're all pretty surprised right now. I mean, this thing's steamrolling towards a billion. It's gonna hit a billion. It's gonna go past a billion. And I don't know what his I don't understand though why he would not look to make a character like Spider-Man the face of the franchise.
Bingo. And
He's
to
been the
my
face
point, yeah, to
prior.
my point, Spider-Man is the most popular character in all of the MCU. Now, forget the movies, the comic books, everything. Spider-Man is the true face of the MCU. I don't think there's any question about it because if you look since 2000, how many Spider-Man movies have they made? They've made 7. Well, it's going to be 7 now. Why are they making so many Spider-Man movies? Because people love Spider-Man. They have never made a Captain Marvel movie. Captain Marvel is a second tier MCU character, and I talked about this in my video. What if Warner Brothers, I don't know who is in charge of DC over there, but what if they came out and said, you know what? I'm looking at Shazam, and that is the future face of DC. Just kick Superman and Batman to the side. You would think that person is crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as much as I like Shazam, he is
Second
a
tier character.
B character. Yes. Now, we talked about this before. How do you look at Iron Man? Um, I think, and the predictions for Shazam have been coming in, and I think they're way low. I think it is gonna. I think it is gonna do massive business.
I haven't heard about the numbers for that.
Oh, some people said like 40 or 50 million its opening week, and I'm like, that's not no way. Um, I think that movie looks incredibly fun.
Yeah, I
Uh,
heard the early reviews for it are really good.
yeah, yeah, it looks really fun. Um, I just don't understand. Now, I would have also said the other face of the MCU should be the Hulk, but they
Yes.
can't seem to put together a home run Hulk story. And
And I don't know why. I really
I'm
don't
not
know
sure
why.
why. And as much as I enjoyed both Hulk movies, but there are people that loathe those movies. They hate it.
They're not
They
that
hate
good to
both of
me.
them. And well, but they're the problem is they're only goodish movies. They can't hit a home run like they did with Iron Man or the first Thor or Captain America, first Avenger.
Yeah.
They just can't seem to put a strong story around the Hulk.
And
And
people forget this too, Rhodes. The Edward Norton movie, that was a MCU movie. That was the first MCU movie, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, and it
Because
it
that,
did
yeah,
it did not do great at the box office
no.
at all.
And Robert Downey Jr. showed up in that movie as Tony Stark.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
and a lot of people think of Iron Man as the first MCU movie. It's not. It was that Hulk movie, which I can't even remember the name of it. Was it just Hulk or Incredible
uh,
Hulk?
yeah. It was the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I
And
actually think, I actually do think that was the second one though.
yeah. But
Um,
I always thought that when I think of Marvel, all throughout the years, I think of Spider-Man first, and I think of the Incredible Hulk second. Uh, I'll probably say Captain America third, Thor probably fourth. Iron Man, I didn't even know who he was, to tell you the truth, until the movies
right,
came out.
right.
Captain
Um,
Marvel, I didn't even really know who she was. And then, just for educational purposes here, Captain Marvel was actually on the DC side as Shazam. Billy Batson was Captain Marvel, and then they sold the rights or got something kind of done, and it went over to Marvel. And Captain Marvel was known as Miss Marvel back then, and Marvel was actually a male, and they changed it for the movie to a female. So, and actually, Captain Marvel, I believe, has only been a female since like 2012, if I'm not mistaken. So she's relatively new to the comic books.
right. Well, I mean, she's been around, but um, I mean, she's a side note. I mean, she's been just a side comic, a side character.
Right.
And so I don't understand this sort of like bump they gave her all of a sudden, to to get that character raised up. And before I made my last video, I made a point. I reached out to some friends of mine who are not they don't follow the YouTube thing, and they don't really follow social media. For full disclosure, they are heavily right leaning politically, and
Okay.
they all went to see Captain Marvel. And I said, well, she made these comments, blah blah blah, and their reaction was, Hollywood is a bunch of creeps, and that was it. Um, and I said, yeah, but do you feel like you get 'em? And they're like, we just don't care. I want to grab a box of popcorn and a Coke and take my kids to see a movie, and it's a Marvel movie. I'm going.
Yeah.
And that's their take on it. And I'm not talking about one or two friends. I reached out to about 8 because I wanted some context going into my next video. And the response was essentially the same from all of them. Hollywood's a bunch of, rich, kooky madookies, but they're like, it's a Marvel movie and Avengers is next month. Of course we're going to
Yeah.
see it. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, then Marvel is just gonna win. They're just gonna win. If
No.
if that's the view, if the normal popcorn moviegoer that's busy in their normal life, and aren't hardcore movie consumers, where we watch every little thing in lore and things like that, and it matters to us. The normal casual comic book fan that just wants to keep up with the movies, they don't want to read the comics, their lives are busy. They they all had the same response. We essentially don't care. We just want to go to the movies. And
Hmm.
that was it, you
Yeah.
know? And I was like, okay. I mean, but it gave me a lot of perspective, and it gave me a lot of perspective on why this movie is doing so well at the box office.
Yeah. And
I mean, that's who's going to see it.
yeah, and Don Draper also brings up a point. Universal owns the Hulk, though, so I didn't know that. Did you?
No, I didn't know that either.
No, I didn't know that either. So, but I will say this about Captain Marvel. I probably would have went saw the movie despite her comments, but the trailers were just so bad. I didn't even think it was worth my time. She was just so stale and dull in those trailers. It wasn't even worth me going to see it, you know?
Well, let's flash back to when the trailer dropped. I mean, that trailer came out, and I did a couple of react. Well, I reacted to every trailer that came out, and I came out of it every time the same way. I want to see Nick Fury. I want to see Ben Mendelsohn. Uh, I want to see the cat and laugh at the cat. Brie Larson looks terrible, and she is terrible, and her character seems wooden and lacks no personality. And it was everything else around the movie and in the movie is the only reason I would have seen it before she made all these damn comments.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't care about her. I cared about you. You want to know the truth? I was going to see this movie because of Nick Fury only.
Me too. That was the only reason I was gonna go see it.
Only Nick Fury. I thought, good. This movie looks like it's got Nick Fury through the whole movie. I'm going. And then she made these comments, and I was out. That's
Yeah,
all there was to it.
I got you, man. Guys, we have 19 people watching right now, 13 thumbs up. Let's get up to 20 thumbs up on this video. Maybe that'll jog the algorithm a little bit. We had like 21 here for a second. But yeah, let's go here to the chat real quick and see. Um Leon says, I'm trying to stay excited for Endgame in the midst of all this Captain Marvel drama and stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to stay excited too, but man, it's starting to get to the point now to where I'm a little bit concerned about Avengers Endgame as far as what kind of involvement she will have in Endgame. Will she ruin Endgame? Um, I don't think the Russo brothers will allow that to happen, but the Russo's brothers' boss is Kevin Feige. And Kevin Feige said she is the face of the MCU. So they're going to do something huge with her in this movie. You know?
Yeah.
Definitely. She looked better if she had a booty. Yeah, I heard about the butt double thing. I don't that came out like a month or so ago. I don't know about that. But
Okay. Hey, let me take a comment right quick.
okay.
You guys need to grow up. It's a damn movie. If Captain Marvel is the lead, then she is. You only have a problem with the movie, blah blah blah, because the actress is liberal. Let me clear my throat a minute.
That in the comments?
I I am liberal, cosmic Marvel. How about that? But I still have an issue with her comments, and so do most liberals because they don't act the way she acts, and they don't act the way social justice warriors act.
Yep.
They're a bunch of freaking kooks, and that's the problem. Okay, don't lump me in with her, not for a second.
Yes.
If you
There's,
want to support this product, you go support it. Fine. But not a
there's
chance, man. They're not getting my money.
yeah, there's a difference between liberals and SJWs.
Well, hey,
SJWs are in their own class by themselves.
diversity is not diversity if you cut out any section of gender or race.
Yep.
Am I going nuts here? Am I losing it?
No, she pretty much said she didn't want you to go see her movie.
And I didn't go see it.
Yeah. Now she said something about also about A Wrinkle in Time. That she said she didn't need a 40-year-old white guy to tell her about something about that movie, and she said it wasn't made for them. Okay, it wasn't made for them, but who was it made for? Because nobody went to see A Wrinkle in Time. You know, so she didn't say who it was made for, but it didn't matter because nobody went and saw that movie anyway.
We've got Robert Lewis, Jeffrey Riley, Lily Patton, Mara Jade's in the house. I wanted to throw some names out there.
Robert Lewis,
Yep.
even the Cosmic Marvel is here, even though we don't agree with his comment.
Yeah, I mean, we have no issues with you being in the stream, but hey, get your facts right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to disagree with us, let us know in the comments. We'll.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine half of my sub base doesn't agree with me. To be
Yeah.
honest with you,
I'm pretty sure I do because like every day for the last week, I put up a video, I lose a sub. Probably don't notice in the overall count because I keep gaining subs, but I notice that. These are like from 5 to 10 minutes of a video going up, I lose a sub. So, but can't please everybody. So we really, really understand that. But Captain Marvel week 2 box office is out, and this movie's doing really, really good. It had the drop.
phenomenally. Yeah.
Yeah, it had the huge drop off on Monday. I think Friday it had a huge drop off too. But it only dropped, I think, 53%, which is right in the norm, which means movie's doing pretty good. It's tracking to make around 1.2 billion. Now, 1.2 billion. How much do you think it would make if Avengers Endgame wasn't coming out?
I don't think it would have done as well as it's doing.
No. I think it came out at the right time. It came
it
came out
planned.
it came out off of Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War, and they built her as, the person who's going to defeat Thanos, whether that happens or not. That'll get people interested in going into the movie, even though, Odin's movie blog even said he saw the movie. He said this movie's a C movie at best. And so it was just a perfect storm.
And listen, there are people that have varying opinions on that movie. I've got, like I said the other day, maybe my longest sub or my longest interactive sub, let's put it that way. A guy that hates The Last Jedi in the current state of Lucasfilm. This guy hates it. He loved Captain Marvel. Okay.
Well,
So
I can't imagine anything being worse than The Last Jedi.
no, he said he told me, he said, Rhodes, do not look at this movie like The Last Jedi because they are nowhere in the same neighborhood, ballpark, or city of each other. He said they are just not, they're not made that way. He said one is completely over here on the left. I'm just using, left, right as
Right.
no political. And he said the other one's way over here on the other side. He said it is not, he said, don't let that narrative hit you because one is a far superior film to the other one. And I was like, okay. I mean, I respect the guy. I don't know that I'm going to agree with him, but I respect the guy. He's very, very knowledgeable when it comes to movies. So I thought that was interesting to hear that take. Everybody liked Black Panther a lot.
Yeah, I
He
love Black
said
Panther.
he said it was better than Black Panther. That's what he
Whoa,
said.
that's saying a
Oh
lot
yeah,
right there.
yeah. He said it was better than Black Panther. I
Wow.
think he told me he had it fifth overall on his Marvel list, and he's like a real big MCU guy.
Wow.
But he wasn't gushing about her necessarily. He
No,
just said,
nobody is.
yeah,
That's
he
the
just
thing.
said he loved the movie. Okay.
Yeah. I'm
So
hearing that Ben Mendelsohn is the one to see in this movie.
he's the one to see in any movie he's in.
Yeah,
That
he's
dude
really
is
good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get Fit Get Shit says I thought Captain Marvel has 75% drop and a massive drop in China. Now it did have a massive drop in China, but the overall drop worldwide is only 53%, which is pretty normal. So, um,
Yeah, it's done better. I saw there was a comment about I hope this thing bombs like Solo. No, it's outgrow Solo by 400 million
yeah.
bucks now.
Yeah. And guys, I would say if you actually thought this movie was going to be Last Jedi bad, I knew this movie was going to be nowhere near Last Jedi bad. It can't be that bad. The MCU will never make a movie that bad. I mean, this movie was at least going to be watchable. I mean, I would say the overall ratings to this movie that is watchable, not great, just watchable. And it was never going to be Last Jedi bad. Last Jedi is unwatchable, completely unwatchable. And I think there's also a big difference in the fan bases of the MCU and Star Wars. I think Star Wars fans hold Star Wars in such a sacred place. We have 40 years of Star Wars. It is probably the greatest movie franchise ever. Whereas you have the MCU has really only been around like 11 years or so, and the demographics and the fan base are different because a lot of people that love Star Wars, they grew up on Star Wars. They're all adults now. The
Right.
MCU, their fan base has really been, I would say like teenagers or so, and they're still kind of young. You know, they plus they also haven't had a Last Jedi type of movie happen yet. I doubt if they will, but hey, I doubt if we would ever have a Last Jedi in Star Wars, but it did happen. You know,
Right. Right. I
so it's
mean,
just different demographics.
even for all the narratives that can be said about JJ and everything, JJ's not going to put a Last Jedi out there.
No,
Every the movie, we may hate the movie, but it is not going to be. I mean, like I said prior, the Last Jedi was just a poorly put together film in a lot of ways. Just from a filmmaker perspective, it was poor.
yeah,
JJ's not going to do that. So,
yeah,
if the Last Jedi was a one, Episode 9 could end up being a 4.5 or a 5. Well, there you
yeah.
got a better movie right there.
And The Last Jedi was the only movie under Disney for Star Wars that they had no production problems with. You would think somebody would have said,
Oh,
no, this can't work. We can't have Luke drinking titty milk. We can't have Leia flying through space like that.
okay. Well,
We can't have Luke being a quitter. but
I
all of
mean,
that was approved.
well, here's the deal about that. It's funny you said that because I read a story where that film was all shot on virtually one take. Like he would film
What?
a scene. That's right. He would film a scene and be like, "Okay, that was good," and take it. Like whereas JJ or a lot of film directors, they may film like
20
they may shoot.
takes.
Oh, they may yeah 5, 10, 15, 20 takes of a scene, and they said it was amazing how many shots of that movie and scenes were done. He only took one take.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah.
I hope
Well,
that's not true, but it was so bad
well, you
that
seen the movie? You tell me.
yeah. But remember, this guy he has his own Star Wars trilogy, which I don't think we'll ever see the light of day.
It can't
But
happen.
yeah. Mara J says I would take the special editions over the Last Jedi. Special editions are good. It's the
Oh
special
yeah,
edition Star Wars movies. Actually, about what 90% of the special editions is still the original stuff from Star Wars anyway.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And a lot of stuff in the special editions I do like putting Ian McDermott in as Palpatine. That's
Yeah.
my favorite right there. Actually making Cloud City, he took away the walls and everything. You got to actually see all of Cloud City. That was
Yeah.
really really good.
Yeah.
You know, now the Rancor, uh, I could have did without the eggplant kind of thing, but it was okay. The Vader, no at the end of Return of the Jedi, probably could live without that. But it's just nitpicky stuff. The vast majority of the special editions, the things he did, I agree with. So, what do you think, Rhodes?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't hold. There's not a lot of ill will between me and the special editions. I mean,
No.
would I rather obviously have the original? Sure, but um, I mean, yeah, I can't even begin to compare the Last Jedi to anything in the OT. I
Yeah,
just can't.
I do have one problem though with the special editions, and it's something that he did not fix. He never fits Obi-Wan Kenobi fighting Vader's um, with the rotoscoping. You can actually see the plastic blade still in one shot. He never fits that. I thought that he would absolutely would fix that,
Hmm.
and he
Yeah.
never did. You noticed that?
No, no, I
It,
guess I
it's
haven't.
still
It's
there. I
been
was
a
like,
while since I've. Well, no, I mean I've watched the movies lately, but I kind of put them on, and they tend to sometimes be background. In fact, I was watching A New Hope earlier. They're on TNT again.
oh, they
But
are.
yeah, I had to come in here to do the stream, and it was like they were in Moss Isley talking to Han when I walked out the door. So
Yeah.
James Clark in the house.
And thank you guys. We're over 20 likes now. 22 people watching. Let's try to get up to 30. So let's keep this going. Let's not get too far off track here because we don't want to lose viewers. So let's kind of get back to Marvel here for a second. Chat's moving on me. Mara Jade says he's been Brie Larson's biggest supporter even when she ran her mouth. He pushed for Captain Marvel to be the new face. Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been saying. He introduced her at some panel or something like that, and he said, "This is the face of the MCU." But to me, Spider Man has always been the biggest name. I don't know why Spider Man is not the new face of the MCU if you're going that way. I
Let
mean,
me
you
ask
even
you,
started off with Spider Man Far From Home. That is the first movie of the
why
next phase.
here's my question. Why didn't the last Spider-Man movie, and we'll just say it, and I understand people had problems with Garfield's portrayal too prior to Tom Holland.
Yeah,
You do realize the last three Spider-Man movies, I don't think any of the three even made $1 billion.
I don't think so.
You know?
And to tell you the truth, Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire, that was the worst one out of the ones since then. I would take the Tom Holland ones. ones over that one. That's how bad Spider-Man 3 was. I would take, Spider-Man Homecoming over Spider-Man 3, but I won't take either one of those, any of those newer ones over the first two Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire. Those are
Not
really,
a
really
chance.
good. Not a
Yeah,
chance.
they're
I
great.
just don't know how they went wrong with Spider-Man 3.
Okay, I can tell you from looking at the box office, it looks to me like Spider-Man does not resonate overseas as well because the
Well,
domestic totals are really good, but the overseas are kind of down compared to a lot of other characters.
hmm,
I don't know why. I wonder why that is. That's kind of weird.
well, I don't know because I think it's safe to say that the first two Spider-Man movies, that was really the first modern day interpretation of comic book characters, don't you think? I mean, I know you can go back to, Batman in the late 80s, early 90s, but Batman and Robin was so bad. It destroyed uh that franchise right there.
Yeah,
But
Spider-Man and sort of Batman Begins kind of ushered in the new
comic book era
yeah,
movies.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I
Boy,
mean, the MCU is taking it to
they
new
took a step
levels.
up, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they took it to new levels. But man, speaking of, comic book movies, man, you brought out a good old classic yesterday on your channel, and that was Blade. Man, Blade is so good. I really wish that they would actually start up a new Blade movie again with Wesley Snipes. I mean, Wesley Snipes, he's what, 56? Wesley Snipes is in really good shape. He doesn't look that old, and he's a martial artist, so
Oh
you
no,
can do
he can
some
come back and play that character like he did 15
easily.
years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just do a little bit of de-aging on him, but he keeps himself in great shape with martial arts. I would love to see him as Blade, and bring him into the MCU. Wouldn't you love that?
I want to see if they do it, I want it to be raw like the original one. You know
Yeah.
how the original had a really raw feel to it?
Yeah.
Almost like yeah, it was an action movie, but it had a real horror movie flair to it.
Yeah.
And it just felt dirty and gritty. And yeah, Blade 2, I loved Blade 2. I did.
Lacey was good.
It was fun. It was like they turned the volume up a
Yeah.
little higher and everything got a little more digital, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but Blade
Um,
Trinity was trash.
it wasn't great. But you know what? If it's on, I'll still sit down and watch it
I'll watch it just because Wesley Snipes, man.
Jessica Biel, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch anything she's in.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is in that too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, Blade 3 was so bad. I don't really remember it. But
I,
Blade
it
1, man, isn't Deacon Frost is one of the most underrated villains, I think.
oh oh Stephen
Deacon
Dorff
Frost,
is
yeah, Stephen Dwarf was great as
one
Deacon
of my
Frost.
one of my favorite actors. Yeah, he doesn't get nearly enough credit for that movie.
Yeah.
He's a large reason why that movie has such a large following.
Yes.
Um, and he initially didn't look intimidating at all, and boy, he turned out to be he turned out to be the damn devil.
Yeah.
Really good.
And so we can bring this up. The media will want you to believe that Black Panther was like the first black comic book hero movie on screen, and that is complete fiction because we all know that Blade came out, also Spawn. So I want to ask you guys this:
Oh
what
yeah,
do you think
yeah.
is a
Spawn
better
was good.
movie, Black Panther or Blade? Let me know in the chat what you think.
Mm.
Both of them are very, very good to me,
I
but
watched Black Panther again yesterday.
yeah, Black Panther's really good.
Yeah.
But I think Blade is actually a little better because Wesley Snipes, man. Wesley Snipes
I'm
as Blade, but man, it's so hard.
I'm gonna
Michael
keep
B.
it
Jordan
real.
is Killmonger. What's that?
It's still not close for me. I mean, maybe that's the old school Wesley Snipes love I got,
Yeah, maybe it
but
is too for me.
it's just not close
Yeah,
for me. It's not.
Wesley Snipes, man, in his prime. I mean, Blade was a much cooler character than T'Challa and Killmonger. Blade was just Wesley Snipes just has this swag, you know, about being Blade. So guys, drop in the chat. Blade or Black Panther? I need to know. Nobody's putting anything in the chat, so I'm asking you again. We need to know Blade or Black Panther. Which one did you like better? Or maybe you didn't see it. Maybe nobody saw it, Rhodes.
Yeah, right.
We got one. Mara J says Blade. D
D
Carey,
Carey in the house.
Blade. So we got some Blade love
Yeah.
here. I mean,
Yeah.
you pretty much probably have
have
to be in your late 30s or early 40s to really remember Blade, because Blade was like a big event in
Oh yeah.
1998.
I'll,
It
I'll
was
tell you.
huge.
You know I'm in rural East Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm out in the sticks, and me and a buddy of mine, my best friend that I went to high school with, we went to a ton of movies, and we saw the previews for Blade. So me and him made a point. We were 22 years old, I guess. We jumped in his Nissan hard body truck. You remember those?
Yeah.
And drove 2.5 hours to Dallas to see Blade opening night on IMAX. And that was phenomenal. I mean, that's still that's arguably one of my best trips to the theater ever.
They had IMAX back then?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Dallas did. Yeah. A lot
Oh.
there was a few. It was in but that was 98. So
Yeah.
yeah, IMAX had been around since. Oh man, I remember watching an IMAX movie at Epcot in 1985,
Oh.
I think. Yeah.
So I was in Lake Charles, Louisiana then, and I don't think they had IMAX, but I remember going to see it, man, with some friends. It was amazing, man. It was just so amazing. So we need to start a petition to have Wesley Snipes come back as Blade. And who else says here in the chat?
Princess Elsa in the house.
What's up, Princess Elsa? We have Black Panther Blade. That's somebody says here. Happy St. Patty's Day. You're wearing green, DC. What? St. Patrick's Day Friday? Maybe it was Monday. I don't even know.
Today.
It's today on a Sunday?
I think it's today. Yeah, the weather channel was talking about it earlier.
Okay. That's one of those holidays, but I don't ever really remember that comes around. I really don't. Jeffrey Riley brings up a good one. I'm a little older than most. I've been a huge Wesley Snipes fan since New Jack City and Demolition Man.
Yeah,
Man,
let's not get confused.
Wesley Snipes in New Jack City was amazing as Nino Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, he had all these great one-liners, you know. Told G Money, sit your $5 ass down before I make change. That is one of the great lines of Wesley Snipes' career.
Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have New Jack City on DVD in here.
I used to have Demolition Man. I'm gonna have to look. I think that's on one of the free streaming services now.
Yeah.
Man, I'm overdue on that. I need to watch some Demolition Man.
You know what I want to see with Wesley Snipes? I haven't seen it in a while. U.S. Marshals. That was really good.
Yeah, it's a good flick.
Him and Tommy Lee Jones. That was a really good movie. That came out in 1998 too, I think. Wesley Snipes, man, he had a bunch of great movies in the 90s. Passenger 57, that's one of my favorites too. And the villain in Passenger 57, man, that guy was crazy.
Okay. We got a question. Princess Elsa says, I have a Star Wars question. If episode 9 is surprisingly good, will J.J. Abrams be considered the best Star Wars director ever?
No, absolutely not.
No.
There's no way possible.
No. Because he does not have the tools left on the table to be able to make an Empire Strikes Back.
No.
The Jedi.
And that was Irvin Kushner.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, that's the best one ever, but
yeah. I don't think anybody's going to put him above George Lucas because of A New Hope. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
he's in consideration. I think it's either going to be George or Aaron Kushner. Personally, my favorite is Empire Strikes Back. I'm sorry, Return of the Jedi, and that was Richard Marquand. And Revenge of the Sith is my second favorite. That's George Lucas. But I think for the vast majority of people, that won't happen at all. Not even close.
Yeah. Now, if he makes the movie good, like let's say he makes, comparably speaking, a great Star Wars movie
Yeah.
somehow. Yeah, I mean, he will. It will be like, wow, how in the hell did he do that? Um, but I don't know. Maybe he'll shock everybody. Like I said, I only want to see it out of morbid curiosity at this point.
I mean, the only shock for me will be if he makes a movie worse than The Last Jedi. That would be the only shock.
There's no
But
words there.
there's no way that he's going
I,
to make a movie worse than that.
I have long since said Ryan Johnson was not qualified to direct a Star Wars movie. You know,
Doesn't seem like he's qualified to direct a movie,
yeah,
especially one take. I wonder how many times. Seriously, I wonder how many times he filmed Luke mourning Han, which everybody thought should have been in a movie.
that's the best scene in the movie, and he didn't even have the wherewithal to put it in the movie.
Nope, because
God,
there wasn't enough. It was going to hurt the pace in the movie because we had to go watch Luke milking a space alien.
yeah.
That scene should have been cut. I mean, the day in the life of Luke walking around the island.
The day in the life of Luke. That's
Yeah.
good.
Day in the life of Luke. And I would have cut that space alien scene out and put Luke mourning Han in. Definitely. Oh man, we got some Wesley Snipes fans in the chat.
Yeah.
Says I love Passenger 57. Man, White Men Can't Jump. Why did I miss that one?
Yeah.
That's a great Wesley Snipes movie. Money Train.
I even saw Money Train in the theater. Yeah, that's.
I didn't see Money Train in the theater.
That's back when I was going. Oh, I was going like twice a week. So yeah, I saw it opening night. In fact.
Yeah, White Man Can't Jump. I was in high school when that came out. That was 1992. That movie came out. But seriously,
your guess is as good as mine, Princess Elsa.
What?
How did Ryan Johnson get the job anyway?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Now they're saying now that they're only going to use established filmmakers going forward, and that's what they've done now. So, you have Jon Favreau and you have the Game of Thrones guys.
I'm hoping.
So,
well, if they just write it, and because that's my understanding, they're not directing those movies. They're just going to write the story and the screenplay.
Yeah.
So, heck, man. I mean, maybe Favreau would jump over and direct a Star Wars movie. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. Even the Game of Thrones guys, I think they've only directed like 3 episodes out of all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones.
Right.
They really just don't direct. Favreau, I'm assuming he's directing a few episodes probably of The Mandalorian.
I don't think he's directing any of them.
Yeah. But I think it's a very good telltale sign of the future Dave Filoni because he's directing the first episode of The Mandalorian.
And he's going to direct 2 of them total
that
season.
Yeah. So I think his future is going to be very, very bright going forward.
Yeah, he's cutting his teeth getting ready for either a full live action series or a movie. So I still believe if he doesn't get Kathleen Kennedy's job, then it's going to be some kind of a hybrid Favreau, Filoni, something. I still think Favreau may end up getting that job. I do.
Yeah. Now, this brings up a question. What do you think is the hierarchy at Lucasfilm right now? I'm thinking Bob Iger is at the top easily. Okay. I think the final decisions are coming from him now.
Okay.
I think it's once you get from there, I think like the individual filmmakers, they're having their pick of the pie right there. They're
Okay.
making those decisions. But I think the intermediary is really Dave Filoni right there. And John Favreau, I think they're going to kind of be working hand in hand. So the president, Lucasfilm, no way. The story group, they have, I think story group's pretty much done, if you ask me.
I think it has been. I think it has been relegated to things like comics and video games and like VR game. Hey,
Uh,
we need you to put together some story for Galaxy's Edge
a
type
bunch of
deal.
stuff that nobody cares about.
Yeah, yeah, a bunch of side canon crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Here's what I think. I think it is Iger, and then I believe they have. I think he has separated everybody onto their own property. In other
That's,
words,
yeah.
hey, Abrams, you got the sagas. Hey, Benioff and Weiss, you're in charge of your trilogy. Okay. Filoni, Favreau, you've got The Mandalorian. And the showrunners and creators for that FX show, The Americans, you've got Cassian Andor. You notice nowhere in there did I bring up Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't. I think if he called a meeting, I'm a creative meeting, I'm not sure she'd be in the room. That's just a guess, but I just have this, or she would be awfully quiet off to the side,
Now, I'm
trying to determine where she's going to give her money so she can make some money off of it.
I'm wondering now, is Lucasfilm even doing anything outside of Star Wars and not Indiana Jones? Remember, Lucas, he was involved in a lot of other things, like Willow, for example, um, Red Tails. Are they doing anything like that? Or are they just strictly trying to do cash grab stuff like Star Wars just because they know they'll make money? Well, they used to make money, I should say. What do
Hmm.
you think?
I don't
Because
know.
I haven't heard about any other smaller projects they've been working on. And Lucas used to always work on smaller stuff.
They're just working on indie, far as I know, other than Star Wars.
Yeah. So it means 7 years. They've done 7 years of nothing but Star Wars. And Indiana Jones is somewhat in the works, I guess. But there's no definitive, words, but there's a bunch of Star Wars projects. Maybe Lucasfilms just turned into the Star Wars company completely. Even though it was technically already like that, but George always worked on other projects. He always did. But I don't think they're doing anything like that because I don't think they know how to create anything original. I don't think so because they had the creator, they kicked him out, and they don't have anybody that can create their own original stories for anything,
Right.
you know, like
Well, they
making Star
probably
Wars from
do.
scratch.
Filoni could. I don't. Filoni's got such a wealth of knowledge directly, downloaded from George
Yes.
that, I don't understand why they just can't just give him some kind of create a new title. Who cares?
Yeah.
Create a new title and call him President over Creative Control
Yeah.
or something like that.
Now,
And
if I'm
then, hey, you've got a guy that you can run everything by uh, before you mess something up, you know.
yeah.
And you was talking earlier about the difference between Star Wars and Marvel. I
Yep.
think while you have Marvel lore, I think Star Wars fans, and I'm just going to keep it real, I think we're pickier about our lore being
Yes.
held strong.
Yes.
And if you deviate from it, that's when we've got a real problem. Um, So I think that's probably your and we're going to call people on it. If you screw up Star Wars lore, we're really going to come after your ass always.
Right.
So that's to me that's sort of the difference. Um, I think I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I
Oh,
think so too.
they're dogging out Harrison Ford for being old in the chat here.
Where at?
I think as long as Harrison's still running that 5 miles a day, he can still play Indy.
Oh yeah, Harrison is in really good shape.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see him, I'm like, really? I'm like, you're in better shape than I am.
But I tell you what, man, it doesn't look like this Indiana Jones movie is gonna happen before he turns 80. It seems. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just even though I really don't want to see, I really don't want any more Indiana Jones movies because I just don't have faith in Lucasfilm, and especially with John Caston writing the script. You know, this is the guy that did Solo and did all these weird things. I know you like Solo, but you know that John Caston did some approved some very weird things in that movie with
How
the
did
whole
you want to talk about the apple falling far from the tree? Because Lawrence Kasdan is a monumentally great
yes.
writer.
Lawrence Kasdan, guys, he wrote The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he wrote. I mean, you go look at his his IMDb, and it's like a who's who of some of the greatest films ever. And I just I don't I think that's part of John having grown up in that Hollywood bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how they don't. It's weird how they don't process things the same way that people in other parts of the country, you know,
Right.
the way they process things.
Yeah. But I don't have faith in his son. I just don't. His son. And like I know you like Solo, but I don't think you were
Yeah, but
happy with
his father wrote was partly
co-writing
wrote
it
that
with it.
story too.
They co-wrote it
Yeah,
together.
yeah. So
But remember when the whole Pando Lando thing came out, uh Lawrence Kasdan kind of backed away from that. But John Kasdan went full forward and said, "Yep, he is." And his father was kind of like, I don't know about
oh,
that."
his father went 0 dark 30 when that
Yeah.
came out. He was
He
he was
backed
out of
away from that.
he was out of there. Yeah.
So I can
Um,
only imagine what they would do with the next Indiana Jones movie.
Listen to this. Lawrence Kasdan, Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens, Solo, The Big Chill, Grand Canyon, The Accidental Tourist. Jesus.
The man's a
Sil-
legend, man.
Silverado, The Bodyguard, Wyatt Earp, as
He
good as
did The
it
Bodyguard?
gets. Yep.
Oh, I didn't
As
know
good
that.
as good as it gets.
That's a good
Dreamcatcher,
movie.
one of my favorite movies, Dreamcatcher. In fact, he directed that movie. Um, French Kiss, and he's got a new one coming out called November Road.
Wow.
So there you go. Yep.
But I
Wow.
think the problem is though that John Caston, I think he's writing this one on his own. That's the
Well,
problem.
George come out years ago and said that uh, he would always call on Lawrence because Han Solo was Lawrence's guy.
Yes.
He said Lawrence knows Han much
Inside and
better
out.
as a character than I do. Yeah. So he was always leaning on Lawrence for Han. Um, I think every big Disney movie this year is a sequel, remake, or based on a comic.
Um well, I don't think Disney really they don't really create original stuff.
Mm-mm,
They really
no.
don't. I mean, they're redoing Aladdin again. I'm still not feeling Will Smith as the genie in that trailer.
Well, they've got a bunch of like live action um, movies coming to the streaming service of like lesser properties too.
Yes. Mhm.
Like Lady and the Tramp is going to be a live action movie.
Yeah, but technically that's a remake too.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. But
Yeah, but the point
they're
is they don't make original stuff, really. Well, technically Tron. they need to break. There's the director of Tron Legacy says he's not giving up hope that Tron 3 will come out.
Hey,
Now,
I heard something about that the other day.
I
Yeah,
love
that
Tron
it
Legacy.
that it's still living. Yeah,
Yeah.
the potential sequel is still alive.
Yeah. I think that's about one of
Um,
the only original ones I can think of. Actually, did they create Tron back in '82 when it came out? I don't even remember.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I yeah, I wasn't the hugest Tron fan. I don't guess.
I'm a Tron fan.
Mary J said, I don't necessarily mind remakes. Hollywood has been doing it for decades. I agree. I do
Yeah.
not. Maybe that's because of my horror background. Horror films have been being remade like every 15 years,
Yeah.
so I just kind of got used to it from there. And then, like, mainstream Hollywood got involved in that about 20 years ago and started remaking everything.
Yeah.
I have said every property, I don't care what it is or how sacred it is subject to be remade. It's going to happen.
God, could you imagine him? I don't think
it's
this
it's
would I don't
happening.
think this would happen. Well,
It's
actually, I
gonna
wouldn't be
happen.
surprised. What
It's
if they
gonna happen.
remade the original trilogy?
They're going
Oh
to. I'm
god,
telling you.
the backlash would be
There's no
huge.
way. There's that well, they'll do it. They'll do it when we're like, wearing Depends and have false teeth. I mean, they're not going to do it. I don't foresee them doing it until um, at least say 5 to 10 years after probably Mark Hamill passes away, and then you'll start hearing rumors about it. I don't think they can do it while any of the original. I mean, of course, Carrie Fisher's already passed. I was going to say Carrie
Right.
Fisher, but she's already passed away. But until Harrison and Hamill are both gone, I don't think you will see that.
I don't think they
But
should ever remake the original
will
trilogy.
they do it? Yeah, they will, because they're going to want somewhere along the line. They're going to go, God, we bought this property. We've got to make money off Luke, Han, and Leia. We've got to.
Well,
And they're going to call a meeting. I bet you, if I had, I swear, I bet you they've already had multiple meetings about remaking the OT.
well, remember this. This episode 9 is the last of the Skywalker saga that's been confirmed. So you're saying when they get desperate, then they're going to want to bring those characters back.
Well, well, they're gonna be like, we bought this property. We've got to figure out how to relaunch those characters so we can make money off them. Again, we was talking about Han and Luke are Batman and Superman.
Right.
Okay, so they have to be able to get more. And then think about it, they can make sequels off of that again, you know and again, they'll have to wait 20 years to do it, but they'll be like, oh, we can explore all this time after Return of the Jedi now, and all these stars are still alive. You know what's going to suck? They'll mess around and do these great stories for sequels 20 years from now with a bunch of actors nobody cares about.
Mm.
you know
Yeah.
we're going to be like, really, you couldn't have done this sequel trilogy 20 years ago? Instead, we got Raylo. Thanks.
Wow. I I guess I could see them I can actually see them trying to remake this within the next 10 years. In the next 10 years, regardless if, Harrison and Mark Hamill are alive. Because they kind of have a couple of the people in place already,
Yeah.
actually all
Yeah.
three. They had a guy,
Yeah.
for Luke in The Force Awakens. But
Well, they would
it's
get
it'll just be a cash grab. It will
they
be
they
a
they've already
disaster.
said that they would, there's been heavy rumors that they had looked really hard at the guy that plays the Winter Soldier, because he does. He looks a lot like Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
Uh
Sebastian Stan.
yeah, back in the day. And then Millie Bobby Brown as Princess Leia
Yeah.
from Stranger Things. Um I don't know who in well, technically they've got a new Han, don't they?
Man, now that you brought that up,
Yeah,
nothing against Alden Ehrenreich. Have you seen the Star Wars fan film about Han Solo called Smuggler's Run?
yeah, yeah.
That guy was a very good Han Solo in that fan film.
Have you seen the Star Wars fan film about the Rancor that just came out?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, it's freaking good. Yeah, it's just. I don't want to give it away. I mean, in fact, I probably shouldn't have said about the Rancor, but it is. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Let's just put it this way: there's a big reveal at the end of it, and it's very cool. I was like, very nicely done.
Mark Hamill could play Obi-Wan according to Princess Elsa. Well, he needs to get a British accent.
Actually, they could get Ewan McGregor to play Obi-Wan.
Well, he is Obi-Wan, but
In 10 years, I mean, 10, 15 years, think about it. He's going to be 15, 15 years older.
yeah, he'll be in his early 60s.
That's right.
But
That's
I don't
right.
think he's gonna look that old though.
And
Guy
think
looks
about
really
it.
young. He looks really young, man.
And think about that. That's how they could try to bridge the fan base and get them on board would be to bring somebody like you and me in as Obi-Wan later on. And then
Yeah.
everybody would be like, "Oh, you
Well,
know."
if they remake the original trilogy in 10 years, maybe they'll have him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. They'll probably have to gray him up and everything because I don't think he's gonna look that much older in 10 years. I mean, he really does. He looks younger now than he did in Revenge of the Sith. But technically, in Revenge of the Sith, they kind of aged him up a little bit, with the gray hair and everything, because he's
Right.
playing an older character anyway.
Right.
But Ewan McGregor still looks like he's like 30 years old, and he's like 47.
I saw
So,
I saw that lightsaber battle today because that was also on TNT.
what, Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah,
Uh, such a great movie, man. I love that movie.
last 45 minutes of that movie is so great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Really proud of the
That's
last half.
Rob's favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah, yeah. I've started noticing that's there's quite a few people that is their favorite Star Wars movie.
Yeah. I remember when Revenge of the Sith came out, man, the reviews were really, really good on that movie. I think some people want to have revisionist history about that movie. Now, when that movie came out, the reviews were really good. The critics were saying this is the second best Star Wars movie to Empire. They were saying that. I remember that. So
D
that movie
Carey
should
Mark
not be lumped in with Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones.
D Carey, mark my word, Luke, Leia, and Han will be in Galaxy's Edge after a few months. I don't know
N-
that it'll be a few
no.
months, but it won't be too long. I agree with that. I think that you'll start seeing they're going to be there.
Well, not necessarily, if the ticket sales are good and, once it comes out. Disney, they're really good at theme parks, so they're going to make money on Galaxy's Edge with or without the original trilogy because they're just so good at theme parks. So I don't see Han, Luke, and Leia being added to it. I mean, I still think they have Star Tours, don't they? That's a
I don't
Disney World. I love
I
Star
don't
Tours.
I don't know. I don't think so. Somebody said the other day that in fact I think they had repurposed something that was involved with Star Tours into the new whatever Galaxy's Edge.
Hmm.
I'm not. I want to go, but like it's one of those things that when my channel hits like 50,000 subs, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll look at going. But
yeah, it's
not.
really expensive.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Do you think
Being
they could
monetized
create?
the last week, man. I can tell you, man, it's pennies.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean,
pennies in the beginning.
you gotta have some real views to make some bread off YouTube for sure.
Yeah, true.
Uh, do you think they create a spinoff of the Indiana Jones franchise? God, I hope not.
Well, they did. Well, no, they had the young Indiana Jones. Remember?
Yeah, and it was good actually.
Yeah. I almost
Yeah,
forgot about that.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Spin off of it. What character would they spin it off of? Would they
I
do?
don't know.
Would they tell Marcus's story?
How about
But
Sean Connery's character,
yeah,
Indiana
that'd
Jones?
be interesting. See
Yeah,
him in
a
like the
young
late
version of him.
1800s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I'd definitely
because
watch that.
because Indiana Jones was born in 1899. So go back to the turn of the century with a young Indiana Jones. You mean young what's his father's name? Oh, his father's name is Indiana too. No, Henry Jones.
Oh,
Henry
Henry,
Jones.
Henry. Yeah.
Hey, I can see this. Get Ewan McGregor to play him.
Huh.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Talk
Mm,
about his adventures and everything. I think that would be interesting.
I thought they were going to get Shia LaBeouf. No, that played out, I guess.
Uh, Remember Disney
Short
when it
round
comes
lost.
to Lucasfilm, kill the past. You won't be seeing Shia LaBeouf anywhere. Even though they're gonna make a new Indiana Jones movie, so you think they would have to acknowledge his son? But I don't think so.
Jeffrey Riley, short round, the lost years.
I know it. They make the new Indiana Jones movie. I would like to see Short Round. I really, really enjoyed Temple of Doom, and Short Round was so cool. You never got to see what happened to him, um, because if I'm not mistaken, timeline wise, Temple of Doom takes place before um, Rage's Lost Ark. Am I right?
Yeah.
I think it does. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 year.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
But I would like to see Short Round. The guy's still out there. I think he's doing like behind the scenes stuff. That'd be really cool to see him and Indy, you know, doing something like in the 1970s together. That'd be really cool.
Well,
But you would have
it's probably going to end up being Chris Pratt. So
uh
I can
eh,
almost. In fact, the next one may end up being Chris Pratt if they keep waiting
yeah.
too long.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't be surprised since Lucasfilm is wanting to kill the past. They probably would kill off his wife. That may be a reason why she's not in the movie. Karen Allen, I don't think she'll be coming back. So
Right.
they actually may kill off her and Buck Williams just to kill the past.
Is she still alive, Karen Allen?
Yeah, she's not that old, really. She's like 64 or something like that. I mean, young
okay.
compared to Harrison Ford.
Right.
Now she was like in her, you know,
she's 67.
50s. Okay, yeah. I knew she was like in her late 50s.
Yeah.
When she did the last Indiana Jones movie.
Harrison's what, 77 now, I think?
No, he's not that old. Oh, he's like 75 though. He's about to be 76.
He's 76 right now.
Wow.
Yep.
And time flies.
Yep.
Yeah, he's probably going to be 80 when it comes out. Guys, we got 25 people watching right now. Smash the like button. And Rose, drop your link in the description to your channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to Rose Rants on Star Wars. We need to get him up to 500 subs so he can get halfway to monetization.
I am creeping up on it.
What are you at now? How many subs you're at?
436. I've gotten 6 subs since our stream Friday night.
Okay.
So
that's good.
Creeping.
Yeah. Getting there. I mean, episode 9 trailer is going to be dropping here in less than a month.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get some subs when, like I said the other day, when that Mandalorian stuff starts coming out. Because I think I've cornered the market on Mandalorian videos.
Yeah, but episode 9, I mean, everybody's channel is going to blow up.
They're going to type in the Mandalorian 9 and be like, Jesus, is this guy Mike Zero?
Man,
Mike Zero, the
you type in, I noticed something. You type in like when I'm doing like keyword research, you type in Star Wars news, it's Mike Zero right there at the top of Google. All the time. You see all of his videos.
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 9, Mike Zero. It's not a mistake that this guy gets a lot of views every day,
Yeah.
even though he puts out
Well,
6 million videos a day. But let's see here, Mike Zero.
well, that's really how you grow too, is when your videos start hitting Google finally,
Yes.
and it takes a minute for that to happen. I mean, Mike Zero's got like 5,700 videos, I think.
Yeah. His views
uh,
actually a little. He's gotten 2.77 million views the last month. And I've actually seen his views be higher than this. I think his views have dropped. He's only, I'm looking at Social Blade. It looks like he hadn't hit 100,000 views since Wednesday. And
oh,
it's kind of scattered through there.
bless his pea picking heart.
Yeah. But guys, make sure you subscribe to Mike Zero. We like Mike Zero over here.
Yeah, we do.
Just don't take whatever he
Kid because we
says
care.
as
Yeah.
gospel. Because he's been putting out these videos talking about Luke Skywalker's new name in episode 9. And I was like, I just can't believe that. They're not gonna change his name for what? So I wonder how he gets so creative with his videos. Because he has to do a lot of thinking about this stuff. And he's putting out 6 videos a day. I don't know when he has time to eat. Plus editing. I wonder if anybody's, doing the editing for him or what.
So, what do you think will be the effects of Captain Marvel on the MCU? I mean, if that's we've kind of talked about the fact that it seems like I'm sorry, but I think to the average film goer, I think they're bulletproof.
Right
And
now
we,
they are. Remember, we
yeah,
thought Star Wars is bulletproof too.
yeah.
They would have to make a disaster of a movie. And Captain
Well,
Marvel is, you may not like it, but it's not a disaster. It's not Last Jedi bad. They
right.
would need a Last Jedi bad movie for that to happen.
Let me see.
Now, if they kill off Tony Stark and Captain America, yeah, you could actually see some downturn going down.
Let me see if they've actually shown the next phase, because that's gonna have a lot to do with it.
What is this one called? Like phase 4 or something? I don't even know the different phases.
Yeah, I guess we're in for right now.
What was
Maybe.
phase 1?
Um,
'Cause I really
there's
don't know.
there's a lot of rumored ones.
Oh,
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Far From Home. God, what do we have anything announced past that?
no, only thing I know about is Far From Home. We just found out Guardians of the Galaxy is coming back, but I think they moved that movie to like 2021 now. So
They've talked about the Dark Avengers. I forgot about that.
thing is
Oh,
though, usually they're filming a movie as the movie's coming out.
Black
So
Panther 2 is in this phase. God, they've
but
only got 3 movies for
they're not really filming anything. You remember they were filming a bunch of movies beforehand. I mean, the
they
MCU has
used to.
been putting out 2 movies a year on average. So once they get through this year, I don't think they have a movie coming out next year after Far From Home. I don't think they have
Sure,
anything.
I cannot. What would they really think about losing momentum? Oh, wait a minute. Um, let's see. This is what comicbook.com thinks. Um, Doctor Strange 2, The Mighty Thor, Guard. So I guess that'd be Thor 4. Um,
Yeah.
Ant-Man versus the Masters of Evil. I don't know what that is. Black Panther: Secret Empire, Black Widow, Nova, Warlock, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Captain Marvel and the Valkyries, Thunderbolts, and the Spider-Man Academy.
How about a Nick Fury movie for a change?
Right. He'll get regulated to the streaming service.
Samuel Jackson be 90 years old before they greenlight something like that, I guess. And the
Uh
man's already, he just turned 70.
and there's a bunch of miscellaneous like speculation stuff. They really don't know. Um Now this one looks more interesting. Fantastic Four, Hawkeye, Namor. Yeah, that'd be good. I'd like to see
Namor.
that. Yeah, yeah. He's like Marvel's Aquaman. Um, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, um, Untitled, I guess Spider-Man 3 in this deal, and then
Oh, Spider Man 3.
Untitled Captain Marvel sequel. So, yeah, I mean that doesn't look just awful, I don't guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how he determines that's the face of the MCU. I mean, honestly, far as like likability goes, I wouldn't I mean, I like Doctor Strange. He's very
Oh,
likable as a
I
character.
really like Doctor Strange. That was
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, if you want like a character, I feel like he's a character kind of like Iron Man was. It's sort of like a B to B plus character that is being portrayed in a manner that is extremely likable by the actor.
Yeah.
You
Benedict
know,
Cumberbatch is a really good actor.
oh yeah, he's a very good actor. Agreed. Ant Man 3, Captain America Reborn,
Ah.
as and down below it says Bucky as the new Captain America.
Yes, so that's what I was thinking, maybe uh Steve Rogers gets killed off and Captain America will I'm sorry, Bucky the Winter Soldier will take up the mantle. That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm going on Endgame. I think that's exactly.
Right. And that was kind of the rumor going around anyway that that's the way it was gonna, go down. So
I wish they just I wish they do Secret Wars, but I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see Secret Wars on film.
yeah.
That was such a big comic book series back in the 80s. Um, I tell you what, everybody really wants to see. Everybody really wants to see the Avengers, the X Men, and Fantastic Four all on the screen at the same time.
Well, it
I
may
want,
happen now with
I want
with the
to
Fox
see that.
acquisition.
Yeah,
This Fox acquisition is probably going to be a game changer for Disney. Pretty sure it will be.
right, right. Jeffrey Riley said there's not a Batman without Bruce Wayne. There's no Spider Man without Peter Parker.
She
Um,
Hulk. You gonna give them some ideas now? She Hulk.
you know what? I might, if it's done well, I would watch a She Hulk movie probably.
That'll have to be a new character. Don't replace the Hulk with She Hulk. Just create a new character.
Well,
You know?
you mean, well, I mean, there is a She Hulk.
Oh, there really is. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's been around forever.
Okay, but I was thinking,
I,
they may end up like taking away the original Hulk and just making him
no,
a She
no.
Hulk.
How about we don't?
Yeah, I mean they did that already with Marvel. So
Now, I thought the general Jeffrey Riley said Miles Morales shouldn't be a replacement for Spider Man, but I thought the general consensus was people really liked Miles um, replacing Peter Parker. At least that's the vibe I've gotten over the last year and all the Into the Spider Verse stuff and all that.
I haven't seen Into the Spider Verse. Have you?
I haven't either. I'm going to try to watch it this week. Yeah, I heard it's
Uh,
great. I mean,
uh, I'll have to see. I'm actually going to be on vacation in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to be on vacation the whole first week of April. So how would you guys like me to do morning live streams? Because I'm gonna have nothing to do in the morning. Maybe I can go live um, in the morning hours. I don't know
yeah,
if you guys want to watch or not.
you'll probably be doing that one solo.
Yeah, I mean world class. You know they used to put out their morning shows 6:30 every morning.
I
Well, they would
didn't
be
know
live
that.
streamed. They have a bunch of people watching too. They have 500 people watching, but now they don't do it anymore. So a lot of these bigger channels, they're not live streaming as much anymore. EVS, he's live streaming a lot now. The Geeks and Gamers, they're not live streaming as much. World Class, they're not live streaming at all, really.
Yeah,
Jeff, he's putting out content like long videos, like 20-minute videos. He gets a lot of views.
I've heard you've really got to find like a balance between like I don't do any live streams and it's hurt my channel a ton. But that's about to change Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central Time.
Yes. Check out Rose. What's the name of the show? Do you have a name?
Four Horsemen of the Force. If it
There's only
doesn't change
two.
between now and then. Well,
There's-
I'm trying to find two guests for to go along with me and Dog. So, but
yeah.
me and the Dog Show are going to co-host and it's not all Star Wars. We're going to talk about whatever's hot at the time, whatever, and we'll dig into Star Wars too. He hates the Last Jedi with a passion unknown to this world.
Who
So
doesn't?
yeah, but so we'll talk about that because me and him just love hammering Ryan Johnson to death. So it'll be fun. I've got to get my watch time up, and I've been dying to do a weekly live show. So Tuesday nights it is.
Yeah,
So
that's how I got my watch hours up to 4,000 for monetization. Man, I was live streaming 3 days a week, and was getting pretty good pretty good turnout on the live streams. And man, my watch hours are going up fast. So live stream a couple times a week or so, you'll get your watch time up.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, for sure.
Especially we're going to be right around the corner of a Star Wars Episode 9 trailer. So that's going to really help you. So guys, make sure you go and support Road Trance on Star Wars. And of course, he'll be here. Friday we have Bad versus Evil. So we'll continue to do that. We may have to make a few changes with that. you know,
I can't figure
see,
out whether to go later or
I
I
can't
don't know.
figure out.
Friday nights is just it's a rough night. It is
Yeah,
just a rough
maybe we
night.
should go earlier. You know,
Yeah, well, we could attempt it. We could
yeah.
see.
Like I'm
You
off
know,
this Friday, so maybe we can go earlier and
whatever
try.
whatever works for you. Well, Fridays is about to be my especially long day. Um, because I'm not splitting the labor anymore.
Right.
Um, and it's the only day every week on my calendar now that I've got two jobs instead of just one.
Uh,
Um, but surely if I am not done and home and set by 4, then I'm in a lot of trouble. Then I must be in traction somewhere because I can't walk.
yeah. Because I was thinking, maybe like 3 p.m. or something on Friday, just to try it out. But
Ooh,
uh,
now
this,
that probably would be cutting it close. I didn't get
yeah.
home this past Friday till 3:45.
Uh, well, maybe we can try 4 o'clock. See what
Well, it
works.
it it doesn't matter to me if you want to go earlier, later, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah. We'll
I
we'll
mean,
we'll
I'll
talk
try
about
to
it.
work about
We'll
it.
talk about it. I'm sure.
It's all about indie comics and films now, like Netflix, Amazon Prime. I still think a lot of our good stuff is coming from television.
Yeah. I need to
Um,
check out that new series on the new movie on Netflix. The one you did a review on. I was watching it. I didn't get to finish watching your video
man,
with Ben Affleck and
dude.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, yeah. I've got a review up, guys, that's on Triple Frontier, Netflix original movie with Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, Pedro Pascal. It is like if you like 80s and 90s action movies, it is really good. It's like 80s and 90s action movies only with guys that can really act. like Oscar Isaac and Ben Affleck are phenomenal in that movie. And it does not go like you think it's going to go. I mean, it takes a rather ugly turn in that movie. But it's them against Latino drug lords. It's them against the jungle. It's them against the mountains. I mean, it's one obstacle after another, trying to get to the end of the movie. It's really good. It is really good.
Okay, hold on just a second. Hear ye, hear ye. We're at 25 lights. That's all I wanted to do. I just want to try that sound effect.
Oh, that's great.
I haven't used them
Uh,
before.
you're you're
Yeah,
never
you
gonna
got.
get tired of finding a new
Yeah.
sound effect.
You guys didn't think that was funny? You did?
Mm.
Okay. Just a little bit funny, I guess. Oh man, it's just about time to wrap this show up now. Didn't realize the time.
What time did we go live? 4?
4.
Oh yeah.
That
All
time
right.
has flown by.
Yeah. Good
That was
turnout
real.
tonight. We
Yeah.
held steady for a good
Yeah,
little while at
yeah, but I
19,
think we
20.
had I think we had like 25 at one time.
Yep.
So hope we can get to those mid-30s like we did a few shows ago. That
Yeah.
was that was really
Yeah.
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely
Well,
probably like I think that was Wednesday. We had a bunch of people.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, nearly 40.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
Wednesday. So I'm
which is
definitely gonna try to go live on Wednesday again.
that
See
is a
how that works.
big turnout for
Yeah.
the size of the channel. That is a
Yes.
massive turnout because I was on somebody's live stream the other day with like 15,000 subs and there wasn't 40 people in there
Yeah.
on their live stream. So that
I
was
mean,
that was seriously impressive.
when John Talks was at like 13, 14, 15,000, he would have like 40 people in his live stream. This
Well,
guy has
he's
been
killing
killing
it
it
now.
as of
Yeah.
late. This guy has like 23, almost 24,000 subs now. And he's been live streaming, man. He's been getting like 300 people
Yeah.
in his live streams. That guy's on the way up.
Oh yeah.
You guys need to check out John Talks. This guy is killing it on his Captain Marvel videos. So he
And
used to be John Talks Star Wars, and he took away the Star Wars. And I kind of thought that it was kind of a mistake but now it's not a mistake. He's killing it. I mean,
yeah.
his live streams are packed with people now.
I've
So,
thought on and off about every 2 weeks. I'm like, should I drop the Star Wars from Rose Ranch? Should I drop it? I just don't want to drop it.
I
At least
mean,
at least for a while. Um, I figure my logo says it all. I mean, it says DC, Star Wars, Marvel.
yeah. Well,
You know?
look at that Star Wars girl.
Yeah.
She's talking about everything. Her title is still that Star Wars girl, and
Right.
she's grown way more than John Talk. She's like at probably almost at 80,000 subs now. That's just crazy. Let's see what she's. Let's see.
God, I remember when she had like 17,000 subs.
Yeah, she was like under 20 for a long time,
Yeah.
and she is at.
Quick shout.
She's showing 74,608, and
Wow.
she's gotten almost 2 million views the last month.
Wow.
Yeah,
Uh,
she
Leon,
is killing it.
Jeffrey Riley, Princess Elsa, Robert Lewis, D. Carey, Jeffrey Riley, Night Wolf, XVI. I know that's Roman numerals, but I don't care. Um, let's see. Who else do we? Mary Jade, of course, was in the house. Graham Strauss came through earlier.
Robert Lewis, Jeffrey Rowley, Princess Elsa. You already said Night Wolf.
Yep. That Star Wars girl's a major babe. She is easy on the eyes. That was Rhodes Rance that said that.
Yeah, she gets a lot of people on her live streams now too. I mean, she's just exploded.
What's this other? What's this guy I've been watching lately? Young Grippa.
Who's that on? Oh,
He was on. He had a live chat going a while, not a couple of weeks ago with Jeremy actually, and that Star Wars girl had him on, but he's not a big like he can't stand the Captain Marvel thing either right now.
yeah.
Let me see if I can find the guy's
Hey,
channel.
Jeremy's personal channel is now at 10,000 subs, man.
Yeah, I
He's
know it.
really
I know
growing
it.
his personal channel. And I really like his personal channel because he's just, he actually dives into other stuff now. He actually put a video about AOC on his personal channel.
I kind of have gotten into his personal channel more than Geeks and Gamers lately.
Yeah, I like his personal channel a lot.
Yeah.
Like he'll talk about a lot of the same stuff, but he'll go, more in depth on. I wonder if his personal channel is monetized now. It
Yeah,
probably
I
is.
think so. Yeah, I think he said it was.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I know for a while there he wasn't, man. He was like it. I think I subbed his personal channel when he had like 1,200 subs. And he never posted on his personal channel. And he's been posting on it as of late, man. He got up to 6,000 in a blink of an eye. So, okay, guys.
Young
That is
Ripper
it.
59 is the guy's channel.
Okay, I don't
Young
know who he
Ripper.
is.
Yeah, he's got well, you're gonna be surprised when you hear this if it'll load in. He's got 97,000 subs.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the dude gets some serious views.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, we're about to get out of here. Guys, check out my blog. It's in the description. You want to support the channel, hit up my Patreon as well if you want to do anything with that. Try to do some stuff on Patreon. Try to grow that platform. Also, I haven't really done anything because I only have one person I think on Patreon, so I need to find out ways to actually grow that platform too. But
Yeah,
Rhodes,
I just tell people, hey, if you want to donate $1,
yeah,
anything on my Patreon goes to my rescue
yeah,
dogs and
Animal
cats.
Rescue. He's
So
big
yeah.
on that. Yep.
So
So, guys, it was fun. Probably going to go live on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure there'll be some crazy news for us to talk about again.
of
So,
course.
guys, you folks, take care.